And so, how many people have ever had to make a decision that you didn't want to make? Like going to work, right? I know, I hate going to work. I don't do it often. I only do it when I have to. So I've had to make a lot of decisions I didn't want to make before in my life. And I'm going to share with y'all a story. When I was in high school, I hit like a little party stage, like a lot of people do in high school. I was a senior going into college, you know, so I kind of went through this little party stage where I was starting to get popular for all the sports I was playing. So I started throwing these little parties, and I remember this one party, everybody gave me a bunch of money to buy all this liquor because I had a friend who was old enough to buy it. So people gave me, I swear it was like $300-400 to buy like all the alcohol for this party I was gonna throw. So I went and got my buddy to buy it, and I had a whole suitcase filled with liquor bottles. Like, I'll never forget this. It was filled. And my dumb butt decided to bring it in my parents' house and hide it under the bed. I don't know why I did this, but I hid it under the bed, and I remember I was outside doing something. My dad comes out there with the suitcase and kind of like sets it on the porch. And I'm like, no. I'm like, no. And he opens it up, and he just kind of points to it, and like, you know, like, you're in trouble. There's nothing you can do about it. And he goes, come here. And I'm like, oh. And so he gets it, and he cracks one open. I'm like, what's he doing? Are we about to drink together? What's going on? Which I knew that wasn't the case. But and my dad hands me the bottle, and he says, pour it out. I'm like, what? He goes, pour it out. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, pour it out. So I start to pour that one out, and I'm like, dang. He cracks open another one, hands me the other one, pour it out. I started to pour out every single bottle that I had bought, and by this time I'm like starting to cry because I knew my life was over. Like, my friends were gonna kill me. I was like pouring out hundreds of dollars worth of liquor, and I had to answer for this. Like, I was about to throw a party the next day, and I'm pouring out everything. So I am freaking out. I am so upset, and like, as I'm, you know, kind of getting emotional and like looking at my life getting over, my dad's like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. I'm like, this is a lesson. Like, this is enough. He goes, no, I'm gonna tell you a story. He said there was a big field. There was a large fence running down this field. All right? And on one side, there was people working, building. And on the other side, people were just standing around, just chilling. And Jesus comes and takes the people that were working and takes them to heaven. And then the devil comes and takes the people just standing around chilling, pouring out alcohol like I was, and he takes them to hell. All right? Well, as the devil starts to leave, he looks back and there's a dude sitting on the fence. And the devil walks back up to the guy and he's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you gotta come with me. And the dude's like, no. I'm on the fence. I don't have to go anywhere. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And the devil's like, no, you don't understand. The devil said, I own the fence. And so as I'm like still pouring out this alcohol, I'm like, I don't get it. That is stupid. Like, I'm still thinking my life is over, you know? And my dad's like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? And I'm like, no. And he's like, you can't be in the middle. You can't choose to live this kind of life and try to live for God on Sunday. He's like, by choosing to do this, you're trying to be in the middle. And by being in the middle, you're actually choosing a side. And I still didn't get it. You know, I'm upset. I'm like depressed over the situation. I didn't get it till a long time afterwards. And here's when I got it. I was actually weeks later sitting around drinking with my friends. Didn't learn my lesson. Sitting around drinking with my friends, and I was looking at the empty bottle when I got done drinking it. And as I was looking at it, I was like, you know, this is empty. I have nothing to show for this. I just drank this alcohol, and you know, it's in me. But what do I have to show for it? And that's what I started to learn in life. Like, when you live and do the things that you want to do, it leaves you with empty bottles. And it makes you think that you have something, right? I have this bottle. I had fun last night partying. I thought it was a good time, but what did it leave me with? Emptiness. I actually didn't have anything to fill me up. And it even says in Matthew 6:24, it says, you can't serve two masters. Either you'll love one and hate the other, or you'll be devoted to one and despise the other. And finally, I started to learn this because, you know, I was enjoying going out, but then I finally realized that it was leaving me with nothing but bills and friends mad at me. That's what I started to learn. And so I finally got it when, you know, I heard a pastor talking about how with God you have to plant yourself. You have to choose a side when it comes to God. So you have to plant yourself like grass or like a tree does, because when you plant yourself, then you can start to grow. Then you start to bear fruit. And what is fruit? What does a tree give you? It gives you fruit. It gives you something back. So that's what I started to figure out. The world will give you something and leave you empty, like a bottle, but God wants you to grow, and He wants to give you fruit. But you get none of those if you're on the fence. You get none of those being in the middle. And it took me a long time to get this. It took me a really long time. And so I wanted to share this with y'all because I went through that, and I hope that that can be, you know, an encouragement and a lesson for you. Because maybe you've had to learn and deal with that. I feel like a lot of us at this age go through that. Having to choose alcohol, or actually like choosing friends. Friends do the same thing. Do your friends uplift you, or do your friends bring you down? That was another hard choice I had to make. Same thing when it comes to relationships. Is that guy or girl building you up, or are they bringing you down? And you can apply this all into life. So you need to find areas, you need to find people, you need to find things where when you plant yourself, that they're giving back, that they're yielding fruit. And that's when you're going to start being blessed and make a difference in your life. So what I wanted to leave y'all to leave with today is to think about this. Is what are you doing now, and what is it leaving you? Are your actions and the things that you're doing now, are they actually leaving you with something, or are they leaving you empty?